Hello, YouTube friends, internet friends, and all my friends. Just making a video in response to some of the questions that I've been getting asked on some of my other videos. It seems to be the main theme question of all my videos, so I just wanted to make a video to kind of address that. That way I don't have to answer each and every small thing several times. Not that I won't, because I have been. But I just figured I'd kind of just do a quick overview to answer those questions. Sorry, I gotta move my thing. The question is how is Aaron's libido? How is Aaron's sex life? How is Aaron performing? Quit puffing on my phone. It's Dora. Puffing on my phone. So, getting into that, try to figure out the best way to say this. My sex life, my libido, my performance. My take on my performance. Might ask my wife, might be different, but I think is it's good. It's not great. It's not great, but it's good. And what I mean by that is sex is great. Sex is always great. But I noticed that whereas I used to be like most young men, an animal. I just want it whenever I can get it, all the time. Whenever you good? All right, let's do it. You know what I mean, kind of thing. But now I like it, but it's never my idea. Does that make sense? Like, usually she pitches it to me, like, hey, why don't we, and so I'll be like, yeah, that sounds good. Let's do that. That sounds fun. So that's kind of where it's at. And then I hope I'm making sense, because it's kind of a hard thing to describe, but that's pretty much where it's at. I don't have a problem getting an erection. So I know some people ask about erectile dysfunction. I don't have a problem getting an erection still. It's more or less the leading up to it. Usually where it's at right now is it's not my idea, but when the ball gets rolling and things get started, it's like, the soldier's at attention pretty quickly, you know what I mean? And he's ready to do his thing. I also noticed that if you're an adult and you've had sex several times, you'll know that not every time you have sex is going to be as fantastic as the other times that you've had sex. That being said, sometimes when you have those weird moments, like say you get the giggles, which happened to me before, I just started giggling about stuff, and my wife was pregnant and we were doing the deed. I just started giggling because she had this big giant belly, and I felt like I was having sex with a yoga ball. And once that got into my head, I couldn't stop giggling, and then she got upset, and it was done. And I'm only telling you that story, one, because it's funny, and two, because once it was done, I was okay with it being done. Like, whereas before you'd be like, oh, well, I gotta go facilitate this thing myself, I gotta do something, we gotta finish. No, like, once it was done, and I was like, all right, well, I guess it's done. And then we just kind of went and got Taco Bell and watched TV. Like, that was just what happened, and I was fine. So I think that is also a side effect of the lexapro. I can't imagine it being me getting older because I'm 28. But yeah, so that's kind of where it's at. If you have any questions about it, don't hesitate to give me, to ask me, because I'm not an awkward person. I won't, I will answer it, as long as it's not too specific. Hell, I might answer that too. No, I won't. But will I? I also had a baby. I wanted to kind of bring that out and announce that. And the reason I wanted to announce that, one, because I'm super excited because he's awesome. And two, because I thought I was going to have a lot of anxiety during that whole process. And it really wasn't bad at all.
when he came out, I thought that I was going to be very, like, I thought I was going to go into depersonalization, freak out. I didn't know, because it's kind of a big ordeal and it gets ramped up as you go along. And I mean, it was crazy. The whole thing was bananas. Like, seriously. From a guy's point of view, that was bananas. Sorry. I wish I could tell you more about that. It was crazy. If you have some crazy, funny stories about being in the delivery room, tell me, because I feel like every time I talk to a couple, they've got an interesting story about the delivery room, about the baby coming out, the doctor, something like that, and it's no joke. It's crazy. I thought it was going to be like the movies where it's like a lady who has her feet up in the stirrups and there's like a little sheet or like a cloth of some sort covering. No, you go in there, they tell you to grab a leg, and you grab a leg and you watch. You watch. It's like 3 feet from your face. You watch the baby come. It's crazy. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. Kudos to my wife. She is the toughest person I've ever seen in my life, and I have to admit, on behalf of myself and almost all the men that I know, if that was up to us, wouldn't happen. There's no way that I would do that. She is a godsend. She is an amazing person, and I just wouldn't do it. I'm sorry, I just wouldn't do it. So I think that most men are going to be on the same side as me about it. And thank you, women. Air 5. But yeah, my anxiety through it wasn't bad at all. In fact, my anxiety was pretty good. You're so kind of in the moment, doing stuff. Like, guys, you have a job. You have a job to grab the leg, get ice chips, do whatever you got to do to make her feel comfortable and safe, and just wait it out. You know what I mean? So you're busy the whole time. You don't have time to think about being anxious. You really don't. It's crazy. So and I'm only saying this because if any of my subscribers, there's a lot of younger people like myself, a lot of younger males, and if you're having a baby coming up, I know it's daunting, but try not to fret it as much as possible. Telling somebody with anxiety not to worry is a paradox anyway, but do your best to just say, look, it's gonna be fine, because I promise you it will. You will be just fine. It was no big deal. And I have really high anxiety. It ain't nothing but a thing, chicken wing. Like, it was good. And lastly, I just wanted to bring up that while I was in the hospital, I forgot my lexapro, because you're kind of in a hurry to get the wife to the hospital so she can have the baby. So you're throwing a bunch of stuff in a pack, and I forgot my lexapro. And you have to stay at a hospital, at least in Indiana, for a minimum of 48 hours. So I went 2 days without my lexapro, and by the second day, my anxiety was creeping up on me, and I was feeling that. I was panicky. I mean, just not for a long time, for like 5 or 10 minutes. I'd be like kind of panicky, like where you have those racy thoughts and you can't seem to get your head straight. And then it would kind of go away because I'd have to do a diaper change or whatever. But for a very short time, I think I was hovering around depersonalization just a little bit, not a lot. Just not in it. You know what I mean? Because in it, it's crazy. But I was kind of hovering around. Like, I just kind of had a couple of those little feelings, those inklings. But yeah, then they went away within a few minutes. It wasn't very long. And then once I got back on Lexapro, everything kind of has pushed itself right back in line. Where I'm at now with it, though, is because I have lack of sleep, because I've been changing diapers at night and trying to help my wife as best I can. I think I'm going to bump it up to 15 milligrams from 10. And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to start taking 5 milligrams at night before I go to bed. And then I'm going to take the 10 milligrams normally, like I do in the morning. Today's day 1 of that. And so far, so good. I don't really feel any different. But I will keep you guys posted as how this progresses. Probably this week, next week, I'll make another video and let you know how I'm feeling and how things are going on 15 milligrams. And yeah, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. It's not a big deal. I'll do my best to answer you or help you out as best I can. You got a question about the baby process? I've been through it. It was crazy and it was awesome. Babies are awesome. My baby's awesome. I love kids in general, but having a baby is the craziest thing. If you're in the position to do it, do it. It is awesome. But anyways, yeah, let me know. It's real, guys. It's here. Anxiety, life, living it, doing it. We're all doing it. Let me know if you guys have any questions, and I will see you in the next video.